Okay, Amit-Hub again, episode 2. Turns out I am bored enough on this walk to try another one of these. We're just going to talk about Pittsburgh, I guess. Doing a little walk in the neighborhood of, I guess they call this still between Oakland and Pitt campus, Carnegie Mellon campus. So let's call it Oakland. It's actually not a bad place. I don't know how many people have been to Pittsburgh. Obviously, if you're listening to me, you probably are from CMU, so you definitely have. But later on, assuming this becomes a bigger thing, Pittsburgh is a little, let's say, undersized, mid-sized city. It has a decent number of things to do, especially if you have like the right people to go with. It has sports events, it has shows. I went to a great John Mayer concert a few years ago. Most bands tour here, like a little ceremonial pit stop, like a 1 night, 2 night type of deal. Great Thai food, weirdly enough. Heard a really crazy thing a little while ago, not a while ago, maybe a few years ago actually, saying that the reason why not just Pittsburgh but the US has so many Thai restaurants, and the reason why so many are actually quite good, is that the Thai government apparently sponsors and uses restaurants as culinary tourism and like cultural growth, sponsored by the government internationally. So many times you see a Thai restaurant, they got like some sort of, I don't know, grant, kickback, some sort of rebate for opening a restaurant in a new place, which is very interesting. So maybe that explains Pittsburgh. Yeah, it's very weird. So really good Thai restaurants, decent Asian food, Indian food, a little hit or miss. I would say there are probably 2 or 3 places I like. Tried one this week called Reva, pretty good. I'll do one on restaurants later, just in general, like my types of favorite food and stuff. But yeah, as a city, definitely not a place I see myself living long term. But as a college student, you want to go to a few bars, fairly affordable, has enough to do on a day-to-day basis that you don't feel awful. Weather is normally terrible though, I have to say that. I mean, this semester, or at least I'm a student so I speak in semesters, sorry. Since September, late August, whenever our semester started, we had the best stretch of weather ever. For as long as I've been here 4 years. It was sunny and relatively warm, very warm actually. But yeah, the previous 3 years, and from what I've heard historically, it's always awful. Such a rainy city, so many clouds. Yeah, a little cold. It used to be very cold, at least me, again, being from the East Coast, doesn't faze me too much. At least since I was a kid in 4th, 5th grade, snowfall has really gone down. So I guess that's say what you say about global warming. I believe in it, crazy, but definitely something going on there. Haven't seen a real snowfall in a while, so I'd imagine that just winters across the board aren't as bad as they used to be. So I wouldn't say snow and being cold is an issue in terms of being bad weather. It's just overcast and depressing a lot of the time. Can't complain too much this semester, as I said, but not the best vibe as a city to, have a positive outlook or mindset for life. What else can I say about this place? Rents are pretty cheap. So if you are trying to move here or live here or get housing here, not bad at all. And they have this sort of gentrified urban living sort of apartments that they do here as well. I guess it kind of serves to either the really new professionals who come from a place like Carnegie Mellon or Pitt or something like that, or the international students. Maybe I'll have a podcast on that, maybe not. Don't want to get too controversial, even though not really controversial, just talking about people from different backgrounds and walks of life. Yeah, so I would say interesting city for sure, pretty walkable, which is quite a plus for a US city. Most cities you come to the US, unless it's like a Manhattan within New York, or DC is not bad. are not, but most cities, Boston as well. Okay, I'm just listing random cities now, I'm sorry. But many US cities, and certainly most US towns and suburbs, are absolutely unwalkable. They're just covered by highways and throughways and just lack sidewalks. Luckily, I'm on one right now, as you can see, at night, but they're fine. Yeah, so to give Pittsburgh credit for, being very walkable, especially in where like the campus would be, where the students would live. Bus system is our only form of public transport, but again, as far as US cities go, that is a crazy achievement, considering that we are shockingly bad at having public transport. Public transport really doesn't exist because we're all these rugged individual Americans who believe in having a car, and we got to go where we want all by ourselves because we're so cool. Explains many parts about the US identity, Pittsburgh being very emblematic of that. Yeah, but also just an American trait, so can't hate too much. America's great. But yeah, so the fact that they have buses that somewhat work, power to them, not too bad. I can't really think of too much more about Pittsburgh. I feel like maybe it's gotten its fair share of time already. I'm sure I'll think of other stuff another time. Don't want to bore you. This is a different topic. So yeah, let me know what you think. I hope this was a bit more structured. I focused on just Pittsburgh mostly. Didn't ramble too much. But yeah, this was episode 2 of Amit-Hub. Maybe I'll add that tagline. Nothing but the facts. Thanks, Tejas, who really thought of this before I ever had a podcast idea. So, not podcast, YouTube. But yeah, thanks for listening. This is about Pittsburgh. See you next time.